Welcome to Culture Thing. Today we're visiting the Splendors of Baroque at the elegant Jacquemart-Andre Museum in Paris. One of the most anticipated exhibitions this year, the collection of the legendary Hispanic Society of America in New York, crossed the Atlantic for the first time to showcase the soul of Spain through 40 paintings with names like Velázquez, El Greco, and Zurbarán, and a story that spans continents, empires, and more than a century of artistic expression. Let's walk through it together. To understand the exhibition, we go back to New York 1904 and to one extraordinary man, Arthur Milton Huntington. He was a scholar and patron of the arts who was obsessed in the best possible way with Spain. Huntington spent years traveling, studying, and collecting, assembling an astonishing trove of paintings, sculptures, manuscripts, and archaeological treasures. He built them a home in northern Manhattan at Audubon Terrace, calling it a place meant to capture the very essence of Spanish art and its spirit. Today, that institution, the Hispanic Society of America, holds more than 750,000 objects. From antiquity to the modern era, from more than 35 countries, constituting one of the greatest collections of Hispanic art anywhere outside of Spain itself. Since 2019, the Hispanic Society has been undergoing a major renovation in several phases, resulting in some of the galleries set to reopen in the autumn of next year. This window of opportunity gave an opening to send a curated selection of its masterpieces to Paris for this exhibition we see today. What do we mean by the Spanish Golden Age? It stretches from the early 1500s to the late 1600s, the height of Habsburg Spain's power, 1616 to 1700 approximately, the empire at its economic and cultural peak, its influence reaching across Europe into the Americas, even as far as the Philippines. And with that power came patronage. Royal courts became engines of artistic ambition, commissioning works of extraordinary intensity, spirituality, and expressive force, forming a bridge between the late Renaissance and the full dramatic flowering of the Baroque. The word Baroque traces back to the Portuguese word barroco, originally used to describe an irregularly shaped pearl. Over time, it came to define an entire aesthetic, theatrical, and triumphant art designed to seduce the senses and impress. Spain became a fertile ground for this style, shaped by Italian and Flemish influences, but also transformed by the discoveries and exchanges flowing in from the newly conquered Americas. Artists from across Europe, like El Greco, born in Crete but forever associated with Spain, helped reinvent Spanish painting entirely, and homegrown masters followed: Francisco Zurbarán, Juan Carreño de Miranda, Bartolomé Esteban Murillo, Mateo Cerezo. And then there's Velázquez. If Spanish painting reaches a summit anywhere, one could see it in his portraits. Edouard Manet famously called Velázquez the painter of painters. One of the exhibition's centerpieces is his portrait of a young girl, painted somewhere around 1638 to 1642. A relatively small canvas carrying an unsettling presence. The exhibition draws a line forward in time, pairing Velázquez with a work by John Singer Sargent as a thread to Velázquez's influence that keeps running through the centuries. Splendors of Baroque is a rare window into a golden age that shapes the visual language of its time. The Jacquemart-Andre Museum is always worth a repeat visit, and it is one of the finest private collections in Paris, with works from the Italian Renaissance, works by great Flemish masters, French works from the 18th century, all set against the atmosphere of a large 19th century mansion. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing for more inspiring visits to great exhibitions. Thank you for watching.